Leggo libri, trascrivo musica, faccio il bagno al fiume, esco la sera.
Divertente. Ok, a dopo.
For Timothy, how could you describe Elio's feelings for Olivier?
Well, I think it depends on at what moment you ask. If you asked before he arrived, nothing. If you asked as he arrived, he's put off by his American self-assuredness and his way of life and his joie de vivre. And then it progresses into something a little more complicated, and resentment turns to not resentment, whatever the opposite of that would be. And a very passionate love blossoms for him.
How did you work together about the physical intimacy in this movie?
We would spend about 10 minutes every day in the morning just making out, just kissing, just to get all that stuff out of the way and really break the ice.
About the chemistry between you?
Well, there was the gift of just spending a lot of time with each other before the film began. We had about 3-4 weeks to hang out, and it didn't feel like this need to artificially build chemistry by way of asking very vulnerable questions of one another. Rather, just sprouted more naturally, and there was a genuine connection to it. I think we appreciated each other as human beings and became good friends, so it didn't feel too forced.
In many scenes of this movie, Elio and Olivier seem to hide ourselves from the world. What do you think about this fear of the other in this society that's still alive in some day?
I almost don't know how to answer that, because it's actually one of my favorite parts of the film, that if there is a push and pull, it doesn't relate to any sort of societal prejudice, but rather, Elio's just figuring himself out and figuring out what he's feeling. So if there is a game of masks, it's interpersonal. It's not as it relates to a bigger society or some grand scheme.
Hey, for Armie, what did you think the first time you read the script?
I thought it was an incredibly beautiful, raw, honest, subtle, and layered depiction of two human beings falling in love. And I can't remember reading any scripts like that in the last long time.
You made the Mine movie and this one. Do you like working with the Italian directors?
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest, if I'm working with a director, it means I have a job, so I'm happy to work with directors from anywhere.
And one memory about Italy and something?
One of my favorite... Someone asked me what my favorite memory from the movie was, and I was embarrassed to say that it wasn't actually from the movie. There's a restaurant called Via Vai in a little town called Bolzoni.
Getting so much good press.
Yeah, oh yeah, Chef Stefano, what's up? There's a little restaurant called Via Vai in Bolzoni, and I went there and sat down at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and started to have lunch and didn't leave the restaurant till probably 3 o'clock in the morning. And it was one of the best meals I've ever had in my life.
Quali sono le cose importanti?
Lo sai quali sono.